You couldn't pay me $100,000 to do this job ever again. I can't even film. I'm so irritated. Like, you guys have no idea. After another hour, I finally got the freaking master to mount. I got it in there. I found that if you put the hard line on the master, tighten it, and then jam it through and just play with it, you gotta get your head in the trans tunnel, you can finally get it. So I got that. I got the pedal assembly in, and now I'm trying to put the freaking steering column in, and I don't know what the BMW did with putting this long ass bolt that you have to put through the column with no room to put it in. I've been here for an hour and a half. I'm losing my mind. I like seriously cannot any more than I'm right now. I wish I would have put everything together before I installed it, but E34.net says, oh yeah, put the pedal box in and then put the column, but you cannot get this goddamn bolt through the top with the column in place. I don't know what to do. I'm losing my shit right now. I kid you guys not. I'm gonna keep going. Maybe I'll unbolt it, and I don't even know. I'm so pissed off. So we'll see. All right, had lunch, came back with a clear mind, and I got the bolt through. I found that undoing the bolts that hold the pedal box to the top there, undo those and pry it down to kind of help it better line up. Big pain in the ass, but I got it. So the steering column is all back, wired in, solid. Broke my gas pedal bushings, so I need those, but those aren't important for the rest of the swap. So I believe in here is wrapped up. I'm gonna leave off my kick plate and stuff just in case anything is messed up, so I don't have to, you know, do two things at once. And then aside from that, again, I still have yet to do any of the wiring stuff. All right, finally can move on from the steering column mishap. So I have the flywheel, clutch, and the pressure plate bolted down. I just use an impact to torque down the flywheel, and I use some red Loctite. And then I had a clutch alignment tool that didn't fit, so I ended up taping the tip of it that goes into the pilot bushing. Actually, I replaced the pilot bushing as well. So that worked decently. I think it's aligned all right. And then I tightened down the pressure plate. So that's all ready to go. Before I end up putting the trans up, I'm going to put the slave hydraulics in. So I'm going to pop my new slave in and then hook up the soft line to the master's hard line. So then those are ready to go in. I don't have to mess with them with the trans in the way. And then I'm going to get the trans up tonight. I'm going to try to do it with the arms and stuff still on. Not sure if that's doable. Got the trans up on the trans jack, about to line it up. We'll see how that goes. I had to take the shift linkages off. It was hitting up here. So yeah, let's try this. All right, day 3 of the manual swap. Last night I came to you guys putting in the trans and the clutch and stuff. So I raised the trans up and tried to align it multiple times, and I couldn't get it in. So what I think happened was my clutch alignment tool is a little too skinny. I told you guys I was using electrical tape. I think that basically didn't let it line up properly. I could tell just from eye, it looks like the clutch was a little low. So I'm thinking I didn't align the clutch right, because I don't know what else it would be getting snagged on. No big deal. I brought it down. I'm going to pull off the pressure plate, and I actually watched a video with a little trick. So what you do is put the clutch alignment tool in and then bolt up the the pressure plate just tight enough to where you can still move up and down the clutch with the tool. And basically what I'm going to try to do is do that and then hold the clutch up straight and then tighten it down. So after realigning the clutch using the partially tightened pressure plate, I was able to line it up. I got the trans all the way up. I got all the bolts in except for the top starter bolt. Forget that. I'm not even going to sit here and try. I got one of them in, so it shouldn't be going anywhere. So the trans is all bolted up. I got the linkage in and tightened in the back. Beautiful part about E34s is they're already all designed for manual, so it already has the hole here for the bracket. So I got that shoved up there. I got this hooked up. Now I'm putting in the cross brace, and I actually snapped one of the support bolts it was just really weak and it didn't go in perfectly straight. So this side's good. I got this one partially in, but I'm gonna try to drill this out and see. I'd like to run all 4, but if not, I'll just put 3 in there and send it. So everything underneath is hooked up and it shifts. It's kind of really like stiff. I don't like the way it feels, so I might have to look into that. And it sits kind of far back. I feel like, not far back, but like I feel like neutral is far, because like that's second. I feel like it's all the way at the end, which is kind of goofy. But I don't know, I'm not really sure. Either way, it's good for now. But right now I've been spending the last hour doing the wiring. So I'm following E34.net. You pull a pin from the blue connector here. You pull the one that is in the middle of the left side here, so where there's 3 of them, you pull that and you plug it into pin number 10 of this, and that's supposed to disable the trans program error. So I did that, and without a pinning tool that took me way too long, so I'm sick of that. So I'm not gonna do the reverse wiring or the cruise control, neither of which I could give a shit about. I have the reverse wiring from the 5-speed. I'm gonna plug it into the trans while the car's in the air, and then leave the connector up here, so if one day if I'm bored, I can wire it in. It's not hard, it's just I don't really care to do it. And then aside from that, trying to start the car wouldn't start. But when you have when you do the swap, hopefully you get it from a parts car, you need this yellow and blue relay here. This is the starter relay. So you pop out your stock one, which is orange, and then it's this 2-pin relay. Plug it in, and she cranked right up. So that's what I'm doing now. I'm taking care of some wiring, all the boring stuff. And then I gotta wait for someone to come help me bleed my clutch. Aside from that, I'm gonna get started on pulling the rear diff. I'm gonna try to do that without stripping the Allens, because I'm gonna put the 323 in there. These autos come with 410s, which is way too high for a 5-speed. So while I got time to kill, I'm gonna put the diff in. Once the diff's in, I can put the drive shaft in, and then the car should be drivable, aside from the exhaust and then me blowing my radiator. But we're coming to the end here. I'm very excited. I'm very happy. Hopefully things go together smoothly, so I can get this thing driving by maybe the end of the day if I'm lucky. I got her on. Sounds awful with no exhaust, but no trans program light. I have some other lights. My pad sensor broke on the left side, and it's just the wires are hanging. But other than that, no trans program. I hope I have this radio code. Yeah, so all is well there. Now I'm gonna get started on that diff. Swapping the diffs now. This is the 410 open that it came with. That's the 323 going in. It's not an LSD. If it was an LSD, it'd be going in my sedan. I got the diff in, axles bolted back up, rear end is done. Eustace came by and helped me out bleed the clutch. Everything bled nicely, so we got a clutch. I started it, put in all the gears, no grinding, no nothing. So that's good to go. All that's left is to put the drive shaft back in. I just did a CSB on mine. It's a good idea to do it because you don't want to take your drive shaft out to have to do it after you just put it back in. And this one has seen better days. It was cracked. The Guibo, I don't have one on hand, and this one is not perfect, but it'll do for now. These you can do with everything in place, you know, the exhaust and stuff. That you need to drop the exhaust and you gotta drop the drive shaft. This is a lot easier. So because of that, I'm just gonna leave it for now. But the CSB has changed. The best tactic I found to do this is, so that's the 19 mil bolt that holds it together. So you get your 19 millimeter box end wrench and a big old pipe wrench. Hold this drive shaft with the pipe wrench, hit this with a hammer to loosen it, and it'll come undone. Never thought to do that before, but that holds it from spinning under you the whole time. So that is a nicely done job there. You gotta mark the drive shaft. I marked it with paint pen. It comes off really easily. I marked it 3 ways. So I marked it here, here, and here. That way, basically, there's only one way to put it on, so you don't, so you don't lose your balance. Because if you only do one, I guess one would work too. But I figured if I lost them, you know what I mean. like if they came undone. So I did 3 and it worked out well. I have heard though that these are individually balanced, so it doesn't matter if you mark them in the same spot, but I want to do it anyway. There's rumors telling you both things. So that's done. The drive shaft's ready to go in, and then I guess I gotta put the exhaust on, and she's good to go. Coming to the end, guys. We're coming to the end. We're on day 3. I want this car done by the end of the day. It's 7:30, so I should have plenty of time to finish. I mentioned earlier how I don't like the way the shifter feels, so I'm actually gonna pull all the linkage out and investigate, clean it up, because I don't want to put everything back together and find that I do have to touch it and, you know, replace something. So I'm gonna do that now, which is gonna set me back. So I found out what's messing with my shifter. So the arm here, you can see, maybe you can't, has almost no like motion. You can see when I move it, this should slide freely. Let me try to demonstrate like how hard it is to get it to actually, yeah, like you see there, like I got it, like it's really difficult to twist. So that's why when I line this up into the trans, it's not, instead of twisting, it's just pushing that back. And that's why my shifter was really far back, because that's not free motion. So I'm trying really hard to get this out. It's nearly impossible. I tried to do it in the car, not happening, so now I'm gonna hit it with a hammer outside the car, maybe heat it up, get that out of there, clean that up. I'm guessing it's gonna be all rusty. This one's clean. Hopefully it doesn't need to be replaced. Holy hell, this thing is jacked up. After a few rounds with a hammer and just multiple different tries, it's on its way out. I've gotten a little bit out, but not much. And you could just see, maybe not on camera, but it is rusty as hell in there. So this thing's gonna need a nice wire wheeled and stuff, but I'm just hoping I can get it out. It's being a huge pain in the ass. Finally got it out. This thing is screwed. Even in there is really rusty. So I don't know. I'm gonna clean this up with a wire wheel. I don't know how I'm gonna clean that up. So I'm kind of worried. I don't really want to replace this. That will delay me some time and some money. But I don't know if that can be cleaned. And I think these have a bushing right there. That might be a bushing. So this thing might be junk. But I'm going to focus on cleaning this arm, because I don't want to have to buy this arm, and that should be easy to clean. And then I don't know. I'm going to see if I can get creative inside there. Otherwise, may have to replace this. I'm going to test it and see how it slides in and stuff. So we'll go from there. Now that is a properly articulating arm. I don't know what I used on that Dremel, kind of dug that thing out. So there's a little play now. It's a little sloppy. Like I said, I think that's supposed to be a bushing. It should probably be tighter than that. But I'm going to look this part up and see how much it is, and see if it's worth maybe buying new and prolonging the job. Because the problem is that the selector rod seal on that's leaking, and it's kind of one of those things, like I don't know if I want to just send it and not worry about it. But this is also stuff that can only be done with the drive shaft and the exhaust out, so I really don't want to like lower the car and end up having a leak from the trans. I don't know how bad it would be, but it definitely, like, you could see the red, it's dripping. I don't know if it's because the car's on an angle or what. I don't know. I'm nervous. I'm gonna consult. This is probably livable. I could probably live with this, like this little play, because really what all this arm does is swings like this. It doesn't really see too much else, so it shouldn't really be too bad. But yeah, maybe it will. I guess it does kind of bend, so I don't know. We'll see. I'm calling it there for the night. I got the linkage here ready to go back in. Before I put it in, tomorrow morning, I'm going to call the dealership and see if they have the selector bushing or the O-ring. If they have it, I'm going to pick it up and I'll do it. If they don't have it, forget it. I want to fix the leak, but I also want this car done before I head out of town for the weekend. So we'll see. If they got it, great, I'll do it. If not, oh well. But that's day 3. Tomorrow will be day 4. all that's left, aside from that bushing, pop the linkage in, pop the drive shaft in, put the exhaust on, and she's ready to rip. So I called the dealer and was able to actually get them to order me a set to come in same day. I ended up getting 2 because I heard that sometimes people mess them up putting them in, so I want to be safe. So I guess that means I am going to replace it. I'm hoping it's not too big of a pain getting out. I hope I don't mess anything up that prolongs this. I really need to finish this before tomorrow. So lucky enough, I don't know, maybe 10 minutes, I was actually able to get it out. So here's the old one, crusty, dry, basically using picks. But what actually got it out was, where did I put it? This small screwdriver, taking it and hammering it into the seal, and then bending it down, and it actually popped it. And once it popped the one corner, the whole thing came out. So hopefully I didn't score up the walls too bad. I see I got some scratches there for sure, but I think we'll be all right. And time to tap the new one in. And just like that, the new one is in. Wow, that was luckily an easy job. What I ended up using to get it in, 15 mil deep well, pop it right over there, and boom, hammers it in perfectly. So clean that up, that shouldn't leak, should be good to go there. Now that is how the shifter should feel. I don't know if I showed you guys me shifting, but it was like crusty, like it would hardly move. So it is functioning very well. Houston, we have a problem. So I went to put the drive shaft bolts into the diff, and I have the 6 nuts here. Turns out that the manual drive shaft has thicker studs than the auto. I tried this on the auto, this is the correct one. Does not fit on the manual drive shaft. So that's great. I don't know why I have every nut and bolt from this swap. Apparently not the frickin' drive shaft bolts. I don't know what I would have done with them. So I guess I'll check my my basement and see if I put them in the box of all the nuts and bolts. Otherwise I'm gonna have to run to the hardware store, which sucks. God, of course it's something. So I'm gonna go check really quick for those, so hopefully I don't have to make a run. Otherwise I gotta have to make a run. It's not the end of the world, but still annoying. After a trip to Home Depot, I got 6 M10 1.5 nuts. I got a nylon locking nuts, so they had that little nylon insert at the top of them. Maybe you can see there that blue. Because the stock ones are self-locking nuts. I wanted to get, I think it's called tension lock nuts, but they didn't have enough of them. I took a guess at the pitch, because the website only says M10. So I took a guess, M10 by 1.5 works. Drive shaft is mounted, heat shield is up. That's all done. I forgot I have new transmission fluid, so I'm gonna, while it's up on jack stands, before the exhaust is in the way, I'm gonna do the transmission fluid flush. So I need to get the car even. Right now it's a little uneven because it's on 6 tons in the front. So I got to lift up the rear and change where I have the jack set so I can get it even, and then I'm gonna put some new ATF in it. I got the I actually got the kit from FCP, so it comes with the drain and the fill plug. But Redline D4 is good stuff. The Getrag 250s love this. I had one once that grinded second, put some Redline in it, grind went away. Obviously that's, you know, a band-aid, but it never grinded again, so. Alright, new trans fluid is in with the new plugs. In case you don't know and you've never done it before, you basically get a little hand transfer pump like that, put it in the bottle, pump it up, and you pump it until it starts leaking out of the fill hole. So mine started streaming out, so then you close it up real quick, and then that's that. It's finally quiet again. I have a working muffler. So everything is finally wrapped up, and I'm not bleeding the cooling system since I blew out my radiator. Everything so far so good. I have a silent E34 again, no exhaust leaks. My little I drilled out the broken stud and put through a stud or a bolt and a nut, really small, but it did the trick. Everything's good to go on this thing, except for the rear bumper. I broke the mounts, so I can't put that on yet, but we're about to go for our first test drive. First steps, Let's see if it goes. The gas pedal is the bushings shot.
Oh, no. You're gonna roll that over twice?
I can't even drive with these damn sandals on. Hold on, I gotta get this wood. Clutch is so soft compared to the Calypso. Oh, that's not.
Diff fell out.
Oh, okay, we're off. Oh, okay.
So quiet.
Will she go into second? Well, she's got all her gears, went on the highway. Everything seems well.
Very nice.
Very good.
Good job.
I am extremely happy that nothing just fell out of the car.
Oh, fuck.
We banged rev limiter. Everything is all good. Everything seems to be in order. This is a great success. So we were cruising and all of a sudden I heard what sounded like a nut or a bolt fly off the car and just drop on the ground and roll through the street. So we're gonna try to not get hit by a car, and we're gonna try to find whatever just flew off this car. I don't know what I could have botched, but well, I cannot find whatever it was. I won't be able to sleep tonight now. But I don't know. I'm walking up and down. I don't see anything apparent. I really want to know what I dropped though. The wagon made it home. No hiccups at all during the drive. Never found what flew off the car. I have no idea what that could have been. I'll have to do a little bit of a bolt check. But otherwise, did not miss a stride. Made it home nicely. I'm super stoked that was a successful job. There's a lot of stuff that could have gone wrong. I had everything. I'm just 4 days it took. 4 full days. I would say an average of 10 hours a day. Yesterday was a little bit of a light day, but Monday, Tuesday, and today, 10 hours. I mean, all day, 12 hours, whatever. So now is the satisfying part of cleaning up the absolute disaster of a garage. Hope you guys could learn something from this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Was the job worth it? I don't know. It depends how much you like your E34. I basically did it because I know that it increases the value of the wagon by a decent amount at least. So if I do want to sell it, it helps. If I want to keep it, I enjoy it much more that way. But still don't know what I want to do with the car. It needs wheels. I can't look at it how it looks now. It's just hideous. But I don't know, after a couple weeks go by, maybe I'll update. Was it worth it? Blah, blah, blah. But thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.